All right, hey guys, Hump Day, Wednesday, and I am going to start off today with an interesting story about an auto mechanic. Maybe I'll just make myself the auto mechanic because I like to work with cars. I don't get a lot to do that. My wife puts the brakes on when I start looking at cars. So, and I don't have a garage, so that's the other thing. I don't have a shop. I have a garage, I just don't have a shop. Garage is just an extension of the storage area of my house and tools and things like that. Anybody have problems with storage and just throw it in the garage and your car's parked in the driveway rather than in the garage? So that's kind of what it is. All right, so I do have a story today, and there's a point to it. We already established that stories teach lessons, and they can be entertaining and stuff like this. So um, I'm going to say I work for Greenville Toyota. I mean, just out of the blue. It's a fairly decent place to work. It's a shop that's air conditioned, and they got a lot of things going on there. But I'm a mechanic, and I work for Greenville Toyota. And this lady, she comes up in her vehicle, and she says, I got this problem with my vehicle, and I need to get it taken care of. Well, what's it doing? Well, it's going every time I step on the gas. I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, that's all I can tell you. All right, that's fine. So I'll just bring it in. We'll check it out. We'll make an appointment and check it out. So next day she comes in and drops off the car, and she says, whenever you get it back, just give me a call. So, but what she does was she puts the car in the parking lot, puts the tag on it, and I know Greenville Toyota is really good about doing this, but she says, I'm going to go out running. So she puts her keys in the car, she puts her purse in the car with her phone, and she goes out running. And the mechanic comes up there to get the car, can't get in the car. Can't get in the car. So they go back in, they try to call her. Her phone's in the car because she's out running. Long distance runner, and she's going to be gone for a while. So she has no way to check messages. Hey, lady, we need your key. We need a key to your car so we can figure out what's wrong with it. She comes back, a few hours later, and she comes to pick up her car. She goes, well, what's wrong with my car? I said, lady, we haven't checked out your car. Why haven't you checked out my car? Well, we couldn't get into it. Why didn't you call me? Where's your phone? Phone's in the car. So she punches her button and gets in the car, and she sees that there's several messages and stuff like that. And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll take care of that, whatever. So what's the lesson of the story? Yeah, I mean, if you're going to give someone access to it, you have to give them access to it, and which is pretty important. So now it has happened, and maybe not quite that fashion, but people do make mistakes, so it's not a big deal. So what I just created, I didn't plan it, I just created it just now, and I probably could have brushed it up and made it a lot better, but like I said, I was just pulling it out, so it's a very, very rough draft of an effective, I hope to be an effective analogy. So an allegory, so to speak, and this is what I'm referring to. I went in and started looking at some of the grades in. As a matter of fact, I went back and tried to access some papers that I needed to put grades on, so to give some hundreds. What I'm finding is that I still have a number of people that have not granted me access to their document. Even though I've requested access, and of course requesting access means it goes to your email. And you see where I'm going with this now? See the purpose of the story? It's the equivalent of you leaving your keys and your phone and whatever communication device in a locked car and asking me to fix it, and I have no way to contact you. So I would appreciate that if we were working on any type of document, whether it's a Google Slide, Google Doc, Jamboard, you have to make sure that it is shared with me. And so at this time too, I want everyone, and just to make sure that you're checking your school email at least on a daily basis. So that would help me out tremendously, because all these request access things I'm sending goes to your email. It would be better if you just made me an editor at the very beginning of each and every one of your documents. So to finish that analogy, the lady said, okay, I'll bring the car back in tomorrow, but she does the same thing and can't get into the car. So when I go back, like when I went back today to get on some of the, to correct some of the zeros and stuff, and said, all right, because I know I've had plenty of time. I mean, some of this stuff is 2 weeks old. Some of this stuff is, a couple of them are a little bit older. I need to have access, and I don't like, you don't like zeros, I don't like zeros. They're there because I thought Power School would draw your attention, and that it just hasn't. So I know that there's been some mistake or whatever. If there's something that we can work together on and help fix, contact me. I'd rather do it that way. But make sure that you're going back and sharing your document with me, and make me an editor. Otherwise, I can't make comments on it. I can't show you some of the errors that you make and that would be a little bit desirable. So I want to be able to do that and give you feedback. I don't want to just go down my grading list and giving you, oh, there's a little thing there that says that you've turned it in. I don't want to just give you 100 for that. I want to look at what you're doing. I want to give you feedback. And I can't give you feedback if I can't access your document. So that's the big thing. That was the big announcement for today. It's not a frustrating moment for me, but it is getting a little old and tiring. And a number of you also have already made those corrections, and I've gone back. Probably missed a couple already, and I'm still 3 classes of pretty much doing this. I'm a little slow. So, but I'm slow because I want to be able to give you good feedback. Some of it is like, I'll just put good job. Some of it, I'll go ahead and make changes as a suggested change, but that's the changes you do. And it's a little confusing. So like for paragraphs and things like that, if it says delete paragraph, that usually means just delete the spacing that's right before the paragraph, or change the spacing to double spacing with no before or after points. So that was the big thing right there. So please take care of that as soon as possible, preferably today or right after you see this announcement.